Fala galera, bem-vindos ao meu canal mais uma vez, trazendo pra vocês dessa vez a PC Gaming Show. Teve na E3, acho que até domingo a gente termina de postar todas as conferências, que a gente viu na E3 ao vivo na Twitch. Queria agradecer a todo mundo que tá vendo aqui pelo YouTube e todo mundo que viu pela Twitch ao vivo comigo. Então, eu só tô falando isso, um aviso bem rápido. E é por isso que o vídeo é mais longo, tipo 1 hora, vai ser 1 hora provavelmente, porque o PC Game Show foi bastante tempo, que eu me lembre. Então, tá aí o aviso, se você não quiser ver não tem problema, mas eu tô postando todas as conferências da E3 que a gente viu em live. Então, muito obrigado e falou, e bom vídeo.
Space Year 2021. Having spent the last 12 months hunkered down and definitely not hiding in a subterranean bunker,
uma placa de vídeo,
our
velho.
heroes have fled Earth aboard a spacecraft with one purpose. To bring you the hottest trailers, to bring you the best interviews, to bring you the PC Gaming Show.
PC Gamer presents PC Gamer presents PC Gaming Show. Tá, quero jogo.
Situation cleanse.
Sean!
Isso foi um filminho, velho.
Situation
Do something! Do something!
Countdown to the extinction of human race begins now.
Oh, Deadbot, no! We have so much to live for. I'm pretty sure Half-Life 3 is gonna be announced this year!
3, 2.
Eles vão morrer. Ó, 90 minutos depois.
It is so good to be back, gang,
Pra
and
antes eu não
this
li
year
direito.
we're in space!
Aye, aye, Captain.
Happy
No,
to be
Ants.
remotely on board,
Ants.
Sean.
Well, I'm so glad you were able to finance this year's PC gaming show by, you know, selling all those black market graphics cards you've been hoarding.
Caraca!
Ah, yes, a crime with absolutely no real-world consequences. Hey, Frankie, wait a minute. Is that a 65-ton catapult mech model CPLTC-1 as
Mano, o
featured
maluco
in
tá
Mech
cheio de
Warrior 5 Mercenaries?
3.970,
I
velho.
always knew you had
Mano, o maluco tem uma
immaculate
pilha.
taste.
Ele é
It
louco.
most certainly
Louco
is.
não, ele é rico.
I can't wait for this year's significantly more weaponized PC gaming show to go off without a hitch. Which reminds me, Deadbot, can you run a quick hitch scan?
Yes, Sean. Of course, Sean. Running hitch
O
scan.
maluco tem inteligência.
And I also want to
maluco
warmly
tem uma
welcome
atriz-
someone
uma
new to the crew. Mika Burton,
3070 de
welcome.
nave
Hi,
e uma
everyone.
pilha dela.
I'm so happy to be here and look forward to bringing all of you fresh new PC games and hardware.
Hitch scan complete. 0 hitches found presently or in 13,908,665 possible futures.
Hooray!
Yeah!
Mostre meu Half-Life 3.
So what's the plan, Cap?
Well, Frankie, Deadbot's gonna send you the coordinates for your first target, now. Your targets might be exclusive interviews, trailer premieres, or any number of amazing new computer games to beam down to the fine people on Earth.
Mission received.
Now, this is gonna continue until all the targets are acquired and our mission is completed smoothly and without a hitch. Isn't that right, Deadbot?
Yes, no hitches located, Sean. Not a single hitch in sight.
But first, let's teleport down to the stage to check in on E3 happenings. The only reason we're allowed to legally be back on Earth.
Tá, agora vai anunciar, vai. Ah não, vai, não.
Oh, planet Earth!
Oh, great to be back, right? Am I right?
One of my favorite planets in the whole galaxy.
It's all right.
And thank God that teleporter was conveniently built just out of frame of
No,
camera. Mika, are you ready?
no.
I'm ready.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the PC Gaming Show 2021. It feels great to be back on a
Obrigado,
live stage
mas agora
once again.
acrescenta jogo,
Over the
por
next
favor.
90 minutes, we're going to bring you a showcase of some of the most exciting upcoming PC titles with world premieres and exclusive interviews.
Sim, eu
And
tô...
if dozens of new trailers wasn't
Tô
enough for you
esperando,
guys, later in the show, we are going to tell you how to win a custom Mech Warrior 5 themed PC
Ai,
powered by
Half-Life 3,
Intel.
por
So
favor.
you're going to want to stick
Half-Life
around for that.
3.
Now, make sure to keep out a special look for a special promo code throughout the show from Humble Bundle, during which you can get a ticket to get Civilization 6 Platinum Edition for just $10. But right now, we're going to kick things off with Nautica Blade Point, probably the most original entry in the Battle Royale genre this year. Let's go!
Ó. Ah, meu Deus. Começamos desse jeito já. Olha que legal. Ah, mano, Battle Royale não, velho. Ah, velho, mais Battle Royale. É, mano, fazer o que, né? A gente tem que ter Battle Royale. Agosto, dia 12. Open Beta. Isso. Quanto que é motosserra de fogo? Ah, mano, Battle Royale, velho. Eu não sei outra coisa do lugar, não veio volta a falar, não.
You are watching the 2021 PC Gaming Show, and I am the new cloud-based deadbot. I am streaming from GeForce Now, NVIDIA's cloud gaming service that connects PC gamers like you to their own library of games, purchased from digital stores like Steam and the Epic Games Store. Coming up,
Dying Light 2. Oh, Dying Light 2.
But first, a trailer for Humble Games' Dodgeball Academia. And be sure to check out GeForce Now, currently available for PC, Mac, Shield, Android, Chromebook, and iOS. Visit GeForceNow.com to learn more.
Half-Life.
Finally, I've made it. My time is now. I will become the best player this school has
Fogo de queimada.
Dodgeball Academia, here I come!
Ah, mano, esse jogo parece bem simplesinho. Ah, maluco, tem um Kamehameha. Beleza. Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo e PC.
Make sure to check out Dodgeball Academia out soon from Humble Games. Ooh, that was sweet! Don't you agree, DevBot?
Sure.
Não, mas vocês não começaram da melhor forma, não, mano.
Whatever you say.
I'm sensing a little bit of resentment there, buddy. Has something rusted your ports?
Nothing. I am happy to play second fiddle to a captain as charming and handsome as you. I have also definitely not dedicated multiple cores to computing revenge plans in a range of lethalities.
Great!
Não, mano.
New target
Só
acquired, Cap.
queria um
It
jogo
looks like
tipo
Chivalry
esse famoso
2
sendo anunciado
with
aqui,
a
por
special
favor.
word from Steve Piggott, CEO and creative director of Torn Banner Studios.
Hey guys, Steve Piggott, founder of Torn Banner Studios and creative director on Chivalry 2, which just launched 5 days ago. I'm so happy to be here at the PC Gaming Show. Chivalry 2, if you don't know, is a first-person slasher, which is like a first-person shooter, except instead of guns and grenades, you've got swords, battle axes, longbows, and players are fighting it out on these huge 64-player battlefields. It's all about creating those epic sword-fighting duels that you see in medieval Hollywood movies, and also that huge clash, the Battle of the Bastards kind of chaos and carnage. So the post-launch support plan is going to look like a mixture of mid and massive level content updates coming out across this year. One of the things we're most excited about is taking it to different eras in the medieval period. Before we've done the early period, now we're going closer to the later period in the upcoming update where you're going to get a bit more refined medieval armors and refined atmospheres that you can then go in and tarnish it and smear blood all over. But We really want to take players into different experiences and make each of our maps its own game mode and make it something that, you know, medieval army would actually do when they go into a space. And, you know, when you come across these pristine gardens and this beautiful castle, you get to tear it all down and cause, you know, it's a canvas for your destruction.
Vou mostrar o trailer agora do jogo.
Slay them all!
Our passion for Chivalry 2 is basically bottom line. It's the game that got us onto the scene and started the company, and it's the game that's going to take us so much further.
With the post-launch plan for Chivalry 2, the game at launch is a foundation. It's intentionally been built to be extended. It's not just out and done. We're going to support it a lot with post-launch content. Gallancourt is the first TO map that's coming out post-launch.
Gallancourt is going to take us to the high medieval times or the late medieval times.
It really captures the Agathian ideals of being this like noble, rich, wealthy place where the prosperous live. You're going to feel like you're sieging the Tower of London if it was on a port where ships could dock into. You'll also be blowing up a couple ships, which is fun. We've got a ton of weapons coming in at launch, but there'll be more and more added to it post-launch as well.
A new fighting style is really going to change up the experience and change how you have to fight everyone.
Oh, nice.
Post-launch content is something that we're going to be working on for a long time.
The game is really going to at least double in size for free.
Oh yeah!
É, free to play. Ah, já posso jogar o jogo?
Next up, we have an exciting look at Dying Light 2 and make
Dying Light 2.
to find out how you could win a custom Mech Warrior PC from our friends at Intel.
Mostre-me, por favor. Dying Light. Eu fiquei louco quando ela falou Dying Light 2. Eu juro por tudo que eu escutei ela falando Dying Light 2. Eu tô ficando doido. Eu escutei ela falar. Esse aqui é o Overcooked 3, é? Battle Royale de comida aí sim, cara. É um Battle Royale de comida. Mano, os malucos fez um Battle Royale de comida, velho. Bola de carne, velho. Incrível. Tô me lembrando desses Platoons. Mano, é esse Platoon 4 de comida. Beleza, né? Techland.
Hi, my name is Piotr Szymanek. I'm narrative director in Dying Light 2.
Dying Light! Yes! Yes!
Today, especially for the viewers of the PC Gaming Show, I'm gonna tell you a little
Por
bit
favor, mostre um
about the
gameplay
Dying Light
rodando no
universe.
PC lindamente.
So, stay tuned.
Ah, yes! Dying Light 2, nossa.
Every tragedy
Nossa.
begins somewhere.
Nossa.
This one started with a virus that escaped from Haran, the city we met in the first part of the game, and it reached the whole world, including the city where Dying Light 2 takes place. Remember January 6, 2025. That day, later known as Black Monday, the military ordered chemicals to be dropped on the city. It was a mistake, a huge mistake. The chemicals mixed with water penetrated the soil, killing plants, turning most people into bloodthirsty monsters. Don't think
Nossa,
of them
tá
as
animal
zombies,
demais
though.
esse jogo,
They are
velho.
more
Olha
like
só.
half-alive,
Nossa, esse design dos
suffering
zumbis
people
tá muito
who
louco.
attack everything that lives as a result of their pain and rage. Those who survived the chemical raid took refuge on the rooftops. A new order has been born in the city. People live on rooftops, monsters in the streets.
Ah, não, véi. Não, 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 não. Preciso ver
Nobody
esse...
in their
Ah,
right
obrigado.
mind would dare to calm down. Well, let's say almost nobody. The exception is the main character of Dying Light 2, Aiden. But why is
Tô
he
falando sobre o
braver than
novo
others?
protagonista.
How did he develop such a unique parkour and combat skills? Believe me, guys, I would gladly answer all these questions, but I'm not here to spoil it for you. Let me tell you one thing.
Same nightmare haunts me every night. I'm locked up with other kids. I don't know what he did to me, but he did it every day, over and over, looking for something he couldn't find. The worst part was that he did the same to my sister. I'll never forget her scream when they separated us. What could I do? They had rifles, and we were 5 years old. And there was a fire, explosions, chaos. I got away. Soldiers took me out of the city, but my sister stayed there. My Mia. I left her.
We meet Aiden as one of the many, many children
yeah.
undergoing mysterious medical research. The last thing Aiden remembers from that time is extreme pain, then a fire, and a little girl that was being tested with him. Her name was Mia. She was his sister. What happened next after the fire? Is Mia still alive? The following years haunted Aiden with these questions and with guilt over leaving.
Provavelmente a irmã dele
Moreover,
morreu.
Mia is the only answer to the question who Aiden really is. Now in 2036, we meet Aiden when, for the first time during his pilgrimage, he finds a clue about how to find his sister. Aiden's path to the truth is tough, full of challenges and adventures. The difficult choices to make as well as their consequences await you. You're going to discover them all in December 2021.
Mas, mano, novembro vai lançar... Dezembro, na verdade. Dia 7 de dezembro vai lançar. Da gameplay, por favor, véi. Uma gameplayzinha. Não, não, por favor. Por favor, não. Por favor, só uma gameplay.
That was Dying Light 2, and it looks great.
Ah, enquanto esses caras estão aí, eu já volto.
Well, we are here back on the E3 stage so we can get closer to your comments and reactions to what you're seeing on this year's PC Gaming Show.
That is right, Sean. So you out there, keep your comments coming in. And as you're watching this year, we want to get your input on a subject that Sean and I are pretty passionate about, PC building. So this year, we've put a number of prototype PCs based on MechWarrior 5, but we're only going to manufacture one of them. And you get to pick which custom design becomes our flagship PC for this year's PC Gaming Show, powered by the 11th Gen Intel Core i9 processor.
That is correct. Each of the prototype PCs that you see before you on the screen are paired with one of the 6 factions of MechWarrior 5. The Free Worlds League, the Draconis Combine, the Federated Sons, the Compellin Confederation, and more.
So cast your vote now for which faction and custom PC you want to win, and help us pick the best design.
I'm currently personally pulling for the Draconis Combine because, as you can see by my beautiful patch, I'm the biggest fan of MechWarrior 5 on the PC Gaming Show.
Well, all right. Well, we'll check in later to see which group survives this MechWarrior showdown. But for now, let's check in with our very own mech pilot, Frankie Ward, who went on a special mission to get a closer look at Sega and Amplitude Studios' upcoming strategy game, Humankind.
In Humankind, you will be creating a civilization as unique as you are.
Ah, não, velho. Esse tipo de jogo de novo, velho.
It's me, Frankie Ward. Looking kind of good, don't you think? Wondering how I got into the game? Let me show you.
Ah, tá. Que medo. Não é nenhum jogo, não.
Oh, you think you can beat me? Posture all you like. I've seen worms with more impressive empires. ready to play against me in the Humankind closed beta.
Ah, não sei se eu vou querer esse jogo.
Starting now.
Tá, dia 17 de agosto. Oh, Sega. Sonic, tá ligado? Que a Sega tem a mostrar pra nós. Diferente. Ah, véi. Vai ser legal esse jogo. Caraca, matou o cara em uma espadada só. É, velho.
Thank you for watching the PC Gaming Show. My name is DevBot, your cloud-based artificial intelligence, and while it could be lonely without a physical body, I am streaming to you from GeForce Now, where you can play hit games like Rocket League and Apex Legends on nearly any device. With a library of over 900 games and new titles added every GFN Thursday, there's something for everyone and always something new. Coming up, a special word from Valve. But first, Orcs Must Die 3.
Agora o meu chat voltou, agora eu consigo reler o chat. Aqui, esse é o Shrek.
Hey! You want it?
Pô, esse apelão. Pô, esse cara apelou.
Come and get it. Well, it's about time.
Ai, mostra joguinho bom.
Joining me to talk about Orcs Must Die 3 from Robot Entertainment is design director Jerome K. Jones. Welcome, Jerome.
Thanks, Sean. Glad to be here.
So, for anyone who's never seen an Orcs Must Die game, what is the Orcs Must Die series all about?
Well, Orcs Must Die 3 is a third-person tower defense game. So basically, there are tons of orcs and bad guys trying to get into these rifts, and the player has to stop them. We give players tons of weapons and traps and tools to do this, and while you're defending the rifts, you can play solo or you can invite a friend and play co-op.
Now, since this is the third game in the series, what's new compared to the previous two titles?
There are two new campaigns, but the main new story campaign takes place about 25 years after Orcs Must Die 2, so not only will the fans be able to catch up on any new developments with the Order, but they will also place some new heroes in our all-new war scenarios, which are these new massive levels where you fight hundreds of orcs on the battlefields outside of the fortress themselves. So you're fighting indoors and outdoors, which is pretty new. We have a new mode called Scramble. It's basically adding random elements against the player, making the levels more challenging.
I want to know about the toys. What are the new weapons and the new traps that are coming?
We added war machines and war guardians. So a war machine is like, there are these massive traps, like you might release a giant tornado on the battlefield, or you'll climb into a catapult and you'll fire at giant orc armies. And then the War Guardians are, it's like putting other war mages on the battlefield with you to fight with you, except they have their own attacks and their own special abilities.
Well, I gotta ask then, when and where can we play Orcs Must Die 3?
So OMD3 is coming out on July 23rd on Steam, PlayStation, and Xbox, and pre-orders start today. So you should rush off to Steam now and put OMD3 on your wish list.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, Jerome K. Jones. Once again, just a few more weeks to wait for Orcs Must Die 3. For now, though, it's time for us to take a look at Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song.
Ó. Ó o flash, por favor.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Where are you hiding, sweetie?
Alguma criança.
Halsey.
No armário.
Halsey, get out here. You come for me and mine. But first, you need to find us. All I want is to be with my little girl. Is that so much to ask?
Não, vampira. É, Vampire. Ele é policial, cara.
Hello, this is CERN from Passion Republic Games. We are a Malaysian-based indie game studio working on Gigabash, a multiplayer arena brawlers inspired by kaijus and heroes.
Jogo
Today,
para
we'd like
destruir
to
cidade,
showcase some
uau.
new and exciting gameplay footage of our oversized characters in action. Please, enjoy the brawl.
Caraca, não roubou. Da Zord.
Let's check out a trailer for Lemnis Gate and make sure you hang around afterwards for the developer interview with Sean.
Hey.
Mankind is
facing total annihilation.
We stand on the verge of extinction.
Infertility spreading across the globe.
Humanity's last living generation.
a major scientific breakthrough.
Yet there is hope for our future.
The project known as the Lemnis Gate.
But if we are to survive, first, we must go back. 3, 2, 1.
Let's go. Shield.
Protect and serve.
You have only one mission. Activate the Lemnis Gate.
Né? Eu não sei o que eu achei desse jogo.
Joining us to talk about Lemnis Gate is the game director from Rat Loop Games Canada. It's James Anderson. Thanks for joining us, James.
Sean, it's great to meet you.
Now, let's begin by asking, what the heck is a first-person shooter turn-based
mano, ainda tô
strategy
triste que os caras não mostrou nenhuma gameplay de Daylight, velho.
So instead of playing continuously, you play for 25 seconds turn by turn. So for example, I'll take a turn and play for 25 seconds, and then you'll take a turn and play for 25 seconds. And then we, turn by turn, layer new characters into the same 25-second time loop. So for example, I may run down a hallway and throw a grenade, killing one of your operatives. But then on the next turn, you may intercept my operative before he threw the grenade. So we have Retrieve XM, Seek and Destroy, Classic Deathmatch, and we have a game mode called Domination.
Can you walk me through a little bit of like what a few turns at the
Sei que
start
vai
of
ter alguma
round
coisa
looks
da
like?
Valve,
You can
velho.
see the board, you can see
Ou
the
se
time,
tiver um Half-Life
everything
3
that's
esse PC
happening.
Game
And then we
Show,
both get
choro.
time to like observe, plan, and then
Barulho é
execute our
isso?
moves.
When and where can we play it?
Chovendo?
So Lemnis Gate will be launching on
Chovendo?
August 3rd. It's open for pre-orders right now on Steam, and we're coming up to a open beta in July. The game will launch on PC and console, both current and next-gen platforms.
Thank you so much for joining us, James Anderson. Once again, that is the genre-bending, first-person shooter, turn-based strategy game, Lemnis Gate. Now, we're not the only one marooned in the stars out here. Coming up next, let's take a look at Next Space Rebels.
And this no man's land has a technical term. It's called
Jogo de
which means, my friends, that
de
space
fazer foguete.
is for everyone. And I mean everyone!
Next Space Rebels.
É um jogo de fazer foguete.
It's alive! It's alive!
Uou.
You up for it? Then come on in.
É legal.
You guys just saw Next Space Rebels. And hey, if you play enough of that game, maybe you'll get good enough at building rockets to join us up in orbit. But don't do anything illegal like Day 9 did. Last break, we set up our Intel and MechWarrior 5 custom PC contest and asked you guys at home to vote for the winners. Well, we're just down to 3 houses now, with Davion, Russell Haig, and Liao being eliminated. So,
Esse
rep
aí
those factions,
também,
press
né?
F to
Olha
pay
isso.
respects, etc.,
Uma
etc.
máquina.
Now that means that we only have 3 houses left: Karita, Steiner, and Merrick.
Mano, eu acho meio exagerado um PC desse. Olha isso, velho. O negócio é uma máquina.
Of the custom
Não, porque você
MechWarrior 5
precisa de...
themed PC
Sei lá.
powered by Intel. So let's keep the show moving. And next up, it's a brand new medieval RPG. This is War Tales.
100 years have passed since the rise of the Edoran Empire and its untimely demise following the Great Plague.
E agora a Xbox me convenceu mais com a
In
conferência
those
deles.
troubled times of quarreling factions and outlaws roaming the land, work is not scarce for
Cara, vai
a
morrer,
band
coitado.
of mercenaries. The stories of this age have been recorded.
Esse daí
They
já
are
foi
known
pra
as
vala.
the War Tales.
É. É legal pra quem gosta desse tipo de jogo, assim. Não é o meu tipo de jogo, mas...
That was the debut of War Tales, an open-world RPG from Shiro Games about leading a mercenary troop on a sprawling adventure. And speaking of mercenaries, our battle for the best custom PC based on MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries continues. We'll be back live on stage soon, so make sure you keep voting for the PC build you like
Teve jogo da Sega aí, mas não foi grande coisa não, mano.
.com/IntelMW5 for your chance to win. So, how about another game announcement? This is E3 after all. And this year's
teve joguinho da Sega que parece jogo indie, que até esqueci o nome, mas não é grande coisa.
Crowded up there, but the next game we have to show you is very special. It is the world exclusive reveal of
Não, tipo assim, eu tô vendo tudo, mano, mas assim, o que teve até agora na PC Game Show me decepcionou. Até, o único que me impressionou mesmo foi o Daylight, mas nem mostrou gameplay. Só falaram um pouco do protagonista do Daylight 2. Do Xbox foi bem melhor, pra mim, até agora. Ó, vamos ver se vai ter coisa boa agora.
The Earth.
Mano, do Xbox, os caras falaram que o multiplayer do Halo Infinite vai ser grátis. Anunciaram o Forza Horizon 5. É muita coisa, velho. Boa.
Beyond raw survival, beyond the safety of comfort.
Nem eu sei o que é isso, velho.
Humanity.
É um jogo aí. Sei lá, o que é isso.
We have learnt, persevered, shaped our knowledge from that which is found in the furthest realms of science. However, humanity has brought destruction to the earth, polluted its blood, choked its breath. Today we are paying the price for this. We know the taste of a dying world. But the earth is not to be our grave.
Parece jogo que mostra stage of play. Pior, e a PlayStation vai fazer algum stage of play?
To carry on. Dolos carries this courage. We have gone further than any nation, moved faster than any corporation, hand in hand with those who, like us, carry that courage. The Tycoon Station is both an epilogue of these endeavors to humanity's next steps. Our Council of Scientists leads the vanguard. They know, as do we all, that the survival of humanity now depends on what we glimpse out there in the dark. That we are masters of our own destiny. That we must go as a species bound together, pushing further into the unknown. We set sail on this new sea because there is hope to be
Cara, pelo que eu vi essa E3 quase muitas gameplay. Não, teve bastante gameplay sim. Pela Ubisoft teve, a Xbox teve bastante, mas outros assim não teve tanto assim não. Uma Gearbox não teve tanto. Ok, Bethesda teve também, que é a Dex junto com a Xbox, teve bastante gameplay. Eu acho que foi o que teve mais gameplay, foi o Xbox e a Ubisoft. Gearbox quase não teve. Aqui teve algumas que no PC Game Show, mas foi tanta coisa assim. Só sei que o cara que fez um trailer manja de After Effects. Não teve gameplay. Mano, se os caras soltar um Half-Life 3, eu falo que esse aqui é melhor do que o da Xbox. Só tava me interessando mesmo o evento da Nintendo, tem muita coisa pra ter anunciado. Nintendo não, é no último dia, eu acho. Acho que no último dia vai ser Bandai, Nintendo, Capcom e... só eu acho. Amanhã não sei. É terça? Então, o último dia então. Capcom é amanhã? Capcom, quero ver o que eles vão anunciar. Não vai ter Sega também? Acho que vai ter Sega, não sei. Sega vai ser essa orquestra. Mano, o maluco tem uma 3070 de nave, velho. O cara é a orquestra do Sonic. Porque, mano, eu tava com esperança porque a SEGA ela vai distribuir o jogo do Demon Slayer lá na Ásia, né? Eu tava tipo sem pensar que a SEGA vai distribuir aqui também ou vai ser a Aniplex? Não sei.
Yeah, there you go.
Não, pior que ninguém sabe, aí, tipo assim, a Bandai não vai distribuir esse jogo de Demon Slayer. Aí eu vou ficando dúvida se vai ser a SEGA aqui também ou vai ser a própria Aniplex. E lá no Japão vai ser a Aniplex, que é quem tá fazendo o jogo é a CyberConnect e quem vai distribuir é a Aniplex. Mas lá na Ásia foi a SEGA que vai distribuir. Ninguém sabe se aqui vai ser a Aniplex ou a SEGA. Mas acho que ela vai distribuir aqui também. Não, o jogo vai vir pra cá, só não sei quem vai distribuir, se é a SEGA ou não. Agora por si, os caras estão anunciando um jogo. Mano, você Onde Sua Vida Simulator? Caraca, vai traindo a mulher, mano. Que merda. Jogo de zumbi na lua. Ah, de robô, velho. Um abraço. Killing Floor, oh! Borderlands 4. Não, pior que no Gearbox os caras anunciou o filme do Borderlands. Borderlands, o filme. Realmente um jogo foda. Borderlands 4. Não, pior que os caras vão fazer o filme de Borderlands. Eu só quero ver se vai ser bom. Sim, vai ter um filme de Borderlands.
Still more to come, including Jurassic World Evolution 2, Silt, and a word from Valve. But first, the captain of our program, Sean Day9 Plot, has an interview with Darian Katz from Piranha Games to talk about MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. I'll be taking notes.
Eu vou voltar a falar e eu vou ignorar pela 10ª vez. Só quero ver
Let's
jogo,
talk
cara.
about MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries, and joining us to do so from Piranha Games is the Senior Marketing and Community Manager, Darren Katz. Thanks so much for joining us, Darren.
Thank you, Sean. Great to be here.
Now, the MechWarrior universe is gigantic. There's a ton of games in it. I even played MechWarrior 2 back in 1995.
This is HQ. What is your situation?
Where does MechWarrior 5 sit in the space?
Yeah, obviously there's a very rich legacy of games that go way back. But in particular, MechWarrior 5 pays homage to MechWarrior 2 Mercenaries. But it has all this modern design and technology that I'm super excited to talk about with you today.
Well, let's start at the real basics of what makes being in a mech and doing mech-on-mech combat awesome.
You become a part of your machine. And when you're out in battle, it's not just a matter of pointing and shooting at everything. You're also managing your systems, whether you're, shooting a lot of energy weapons or missile weapons that have high heat output. Well, you got to manage your heat so you don't shut down in the middle of a battle. And when you're facing your foes, you can salvage these battle mechs. So if you see a mech that you want, well, you might not want to destroy it completely. You might want to take out its legs or take out its arm weapons so that the pilot has to eject and then you can just take the mech.
Now, in the last few weeks, I understand that there's been a whole lot of new content, both updates to the base game and a new DLC, Heroes of the Inner Sphere. Talk to me about what's in the DLC.
Boy, there's a lot in the DLC. I'm excited about all this stuff. There's the new career mode. When you start with the DLC, you can import your campaign previously if you'd like to, or you can start over from scratch and start from any of the great houses. And then carve your path through the galaxy from there. Speaking of paths, there's new career paths, which earn you powerful upgrades for your battle mechs. And it's a really exciting new feature for me. And there's a new procedural mission type called Beachhead. This is a big one for me. Beachhead is basically you're clearing an enemy base landing zone for your invasion force. So as you land on the planet, you're wanting to take out satellite installations so that the enemy can't communicate with each other. You're taking out artillery emplacements. You're basically clearing the path, as I said, for your invasion force, which leads to a really cool ending of the mission if you succeed as your invasion force comes down. And there's a new biome called Extrasolar Moon, which that's maybe kind of represented in the image behind me. It's a really cool lunar type setting that we haven't had before. And then there's a lot of new equipment and weapons, things like electronic countermeasures and other electronic equipment like Beagle Active Pro, like a turbo boost for mechs.
Não, tipo assim, nessa PC Game Show eu esperava tipo coisa tipo da Valve, sei lá. Nossa, se tiver alguma coisa da Valve ainda não acabou, mas se tiver alguma coisa da Valve vai ser muito bom.
Play differently.
The 7 new chassis of the Vulcan, Dervish, Corsair, Marauder 2, Champion, Charger, and Hatamoto Chi. But a couple of my favorites.
Coisa, velho.
Yeah. So the first one.
Teve Left 4 Dead 3, que né, o jogo dos criadores de Left 4 Dead, mas eu realmente dava. Imagina o Half-Life 3 vão portar o 3. Mano, pior que eu tô esperando o Half-Life 3 porque. Mas parece que anunciou pra 2022, porque geralmente a Valve anuncia jogo de 2 em 2 anos. E o último jogo foi ano passado, né? Eu, tipo assim, eu tô esperando os caras pra anunciar pra 2022 ou 2023, pelo menos.
Super excited about this is one of my favorites is the Marauder 2. This thing is a 100-ton assault mech, and it is just a beast. Yeah, it is gigantic, and it is terrifying to see it coming at you on the battlefield.
Pior que vem Half-Life. Acho que vai ser a continuação do Alex, né? Que o Alex é tipo um. Vai considerar não é um Half-Life 3, mas. Acho que vai ser um Half-Life 3, sei lá. Porque aí eu vou comprar um e o 2. Half-Life é bom pra caramba, velho. Eu queria ter jogado o Alex, mas o Alex ele é só velho.
So really, anything you can imagine, somebody out there in the community is probably working on.
Where can people go to get MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries?
Yeah, you can pick it up on Steam, GOG, Epic Game Store, Microsoft PC, and of course, Xbox.
Thank you so much, Darren Katz, for joining us to talk about MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries. And of course, a warm thank you to MechWarrior 5 for sponsoring the PC Gaming Show and giving me this cool patch. Coming up next, let's take a look at Silt.
Por favor, que seja alguma coisa da Valve, por favor. Ah, já sei que não é. Mano, o cara possuiu o peixe, velho. É triste retornar quando está acabando. Realmente. Mano, eu tô... Não sei, cara. Eu não sei. Eu tô triste. Fiquei triste do nada por causa desse game show, velho. Acho que eu criei expectativa demais, velho. Que jogo sem alma. Tô falando por causa das cores. É muito triste o jogo. Ah, mano. Sem motivo a parede. Hello Neighbor 2! Nimbo embaixo da água, exato. Oh, agora eu fui surpreendido. Hello Neighbor 2, vamos ver o que os caras têm. Também time out. É, mano. Eu joguei a alpha do Hello Neighbor 2. Porque mandou em caps. É um Nightbot, né, mano? Fazer o que com Nightbot? Alvozinha. Oh, pra esse trailer parece que tá bem avançado. Desde a última alpha. Não era um vizinho com cabeça de cor. Então, pior que era. Na alpha é. Às vezes vai ser os dois, eu não sei na verdade.
Hi, I'm Rich Newbold, Game Director on Jurassic World Evolution 2.
Mano, parece o trailer de Hello Neighbor. Os caras vêm falar de Jurassic World pra mim, velho.
Set after the events of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, you will work alongside iconic characters from the films, voiced by original talent such as Bryce Dallas Howard and Jeff Goldblum. You will lead efforts to contain, control and conserve the many dinosaurs now out in the wild.
Vai ter o jogo do... Vai, pior que vai ter. Foi anunciado no evento do Prime, foi da Amazon. Antes da E3, um dia antes. Eles anunciaram lá. Além do filme que vai lançar ano que vem. Vai ter outro Jurassic World? É a Valve? Não. É Jurassic World. Mano, não sabia que ia ter outro filme, não. Os caras vão anunciar de novo.
We ignored all the warnings. Forgot the lessons. We abused our power.
Ah, o mesmo trailer? Acho que é o mesmo trailer. Mano, os caras anunciam na E3 e no evento da Amazon. É o mesmo trailer, velho. Novos dinossauros, aparentemente.
We weren't careful. And now, here we are.
Eu joguei muito pouco Jurassic World Evolution.
This is a very different world.
Esqueci o nome desse dinossauro.
You just saw Jurassic World Evolution 2, and you know, after all your failed attempts at running a dinosaur park and getting all those people killed, I think this is finally going to be the one where you finally pull it off without a hitch. With a host of new features and new dinosaurs, this sequel
Mas se tiver alguma coisa da Valve, vai ser por último que eles vão anunciar. Eu não vou perder a esperança. Vai ter até o Monstro.
Now, all the games we've covered so far today, we're always curious to see what you are talking about. So far, it seems like the chatter on social media is all about War Tales, Nautica Blade Point, and unsurprisingly, Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries. I have a feeling, though, that may change as we have plenty more to come. Let's now head on over to see what the folks at New Blood Interactive have cooking. Take it away.
Tá bom? Link. Novo sangue. Ah, esse jogo, cara. Pera, não. É outro jogo, né? Tem até da PC Game... Pera. Até às 8 da PC Game Show para ter algo da Valve. Cara, que até às 8, velho. Dusk. Eu acho que pode ter alguma coisa da Valve, velho. Com esperança. Uns jogos aí loucão, velho. New Blood.
It just wouldn't be the PC gaming show without a fantastic new Blood Supercut. And joining us from New Zealand is New Blood CEO Dave Oshry. Hey, Dave!
Hey guys, thanks for having us back for another year. You know, what you just saw was what New Blood's got going on for 2021. Some stuff you might know about, some stuff you might not know about, and some stuff we're not ready to talk about just yet. But what I do want to talk about is Gloomwood. Gloomwood, as you know, is our next flagship title, inspired by great PC games like System Shock, Arx Fatalis, Call of Cthulhu, and of course, the Thief series of games.
Dave, I'm sorry. That's
o braço
really
dele
great,
me
Dave.
lembra o Spy
Gosh,
do
this is
Team
kind of
Fortress 2,
embarrassing.
não sei porquê.
We kind of need to hurry it up a little bit. I just want to make sure that we have enough time for our next video. We got an incoming message from Gabe Newell. So, goodbye for this year. I'm really sorry to cut you off, but see you next year.
What? I'm sorry, what? You're bumping me.
Pera, ele falou Gabe?
You're bumping me for Gabe. Gabe, that Gandalf look, he doesn't even go here.
Is everything okay, Dave?
Not now, Mom, I'm upset. We've spent a year on this. Where is Gabe? Where is Gabe? Where is his boat? Yeah, take me to him. Take me to Gabe Newell. Gabe. Bull.
Gabe Newell.
PC Gamer.
Cadê?
This isn't over.
Ele disse. Ele disse.
I'm sure Dave is and will be fine. And if he's not,
meu Deus.
Who cares? Because we have a special message from Gabe Newell. Take it away, Gabe.
Meu Deus.
Hi, this is Gabe.
Oh, meu Deus.
PC Gamer for all of the opportunities.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Connect with gamers around the world and highlight
Deus.
the exciting projects we have coming.
Deus está entre nós.
Meu Deus.
Deus entre nós.
We're hosting in just a few days to give players a chance to try demos of upcoming games for free. We'll be featuring some of the demos you'll be seeing during this week's PC Gamer event and dozens more. Here's a look at just some of the titles.
Você aprendeu a contar até 3, por favor.
Welcome to Steam Next Fest, where we're showing a massive collection of upcoming titles on Steam. During the week of the festival, developers from around the world release their demos for you to play.
Time to put on the gamer pants. Let's go.
Oh my god! So go explore the newest titles. From first-time devs to seasoned pros, this is Steam Next Fest.
Ele estava falando sobre as demos da Steam, eu acho.
Some of those look pretty good.
Mas não, ele não vai falar só disso, por favor. Não. Ele só falou disso. Não, calma. Nossa, não. Ah, cara, eu quero chorar agora, velho. Não é possível chamar o Gabe Newell sem ele anunciar algo, não tem como. Realmente, não tem como, velho. Não, cara. Mano, eu quero... Nossa. Não, velho. Não, mano, não. Cara. Não tô acreditando, velho.
Hello, Sean. I am Deadbot, dedicated to serving you and your crew's every need.
Glad to have you back, Devbot.
You know, Sean, I wouldn't ever want anything to come between us.
Me neither? That's a weird thing to say.
Like a petty disagreement over hosting responsibilities, or all-out robot versus human.
Não, tem que ter alguma coisa, hein? Tô com esperança.
You know, it is time to look at some hardware. Here on the PC Gaming Show, you know we keep frame rates high and the rays accurately traced. Building and upgrading your rig is as much a part of the hobby as playing the game.
Sim, eu ainda confio nele, ainda confio. Vamos pensar, exato. Mano, ainda confio nele. Confio que terá coisa boa.
To judge us. This year, with the help of PC Gamer's hardware editors, which I'm pretty sure they're just, you know, weird brains in a jar, we've picked out 4 of the most exciting pieces of kit set to emerge from labs soon. First up, something fittingly sci-fi. The Impulse is a neurocontroller that aims to make you a better gamer by cutting out response times almost entirely. It's not quite Alex Vance's gravity gloves from Half-Life, nor is it quite up there
Mano, os caras fazem referência
of a direct brain-to-game interface, but the impulse is as close as we're going to get this year. The glove measures the signal traveling through muscles in your hand to beat your finger to the click. In theory, it's giving you the chance to nail
CS, os caras falou de Half-Life agora, tô mostrando um CS.
If it works out, we could see a tech like this become commonplace in esports.
De propósito.
And if it doesn't, let's hope our neurons at the very least remain unfried. Next up, you guys might be wondering what this chonky beast is. So allow me to introduce you to the Fanatec CSL DD wheelbase. Do you want to feel like you're really burning rubber at Daytona? Well, then you need a serious force feedback wheel. Direct drive wheelbases
vai ter, eles estão falando em códigos para não se confundir, vai ter algo. Exato, vai ter, mano. É um sinal, não tem como não ser.
Has been the price, which has involved dropping real car money on your rig. So Fanatec aims to solve that. The CSL DD comes in at only $350, which still isn't exactly a bargain, but it's much cheaper than its competitors. And the CSL DD is already wowing diehard sim racers. It might be slight overkill to use it for Rocket League, though. Believe it or not, sometimes less really is more. If you want to play The Witcher 3 on the subway like we all do, you don't need to drag your tower along for the ride. Just use the 1X player.
Eu confio na Valve, esse ano eles vão superar em algo.
Finally made handheld PC gaming a reality.
Eles têm que anunciar um jogo próximo ano. Geralmente, eles demoram de 3 a 2 anos para anunciar algum, para fazer outro jogo. Half-Life lançou ano passado, espero que eles pelo menos anunciem e próximo ano lance.
Not the most catchy name for this gaming monitor with all of the trimmings, but it's actually one of the sexiest PC products this year. That's because this monitor comes with a mini LED backlight featuring full local dimming. The result is a screen that's not only fast, but brighter than the sun. Stare at it long enough and you might not notice the $3,000 price tag. For those of you still left standing, it's time for more killer games, starting with Chaos Gate.
Ah, que isso? Ó. God of War 5, cara? Tô brincando. Imagina, eles anunciam um filme de Half-Life. Nossa, um filme de Half-Life eu ia no cinema. Eu vi na hora, mano. Nossa, muito bom. Isso é muito bom. Mano, outro jogo da Valve que ia dar um filmaço, acho que era o de Portal. Eu acho que eu ia gostar de ver um filme de Portal.
You just got the chance to witness Chaos Gate Demon Hunters, the newest Warhammer 40k game from Frontier and Complex Games. If you're a fan of turn-based tactics, strategic-based management, brutal combat, or you're like me and are really hyped after watching these Astartes animation 100 times, make sure to wishlist Chaos Gate Demon Hunters on Steam now to get ready for the 2022 release. Next up, we have a trailer for Pioneer, a spooky and gorgeous-looking shooter that draws on the lineage of games like Stalker. Let's take a look.
Tá. Você me lembrou o Fallout. Onde está Gabe agora? Exato, cadê ele? Não, ele vai... Comunismo. Tá. Gabe vai aparecer, eu tenho certeza. Toda certeza do mundo. Ele não vai deixar a gente.
Испытывать бесконечную боль и терпеть ужаснейшие кошмары за весь тот хаос, который вы пережили. А вы ведь, как и многие другие, всего-навсего желали счастливой жизни, не так ли? Пожалуйста, не смотрите на меня, как на монстра. Я думаю, что я почти такая же, как и вы. Вы лучше скажите мне, а вы приняли условия острова? Какой ценой вы хотите?
É, mano, não, Xbox não ser um Fallout russo. Ah, tem um monte de Fallout russo hoje, velho.
Хочешь устроить новый рейд на могильник?
Сейчас это невозможно. На острове скоро вновь разгорится война. Истовики начнут замес бригады, и ни у кого из них больше не
Mano, eu
будет
acho
сил,
muito
чтобы
estranho
нас
russo, eu não sei porquê.
Единственный выход для нас.
A língua deles,
начать
tô falando.
собирать остатки
Não tô falando que eu acho estranho, tipo, diferente. Eu acho legal. Mas acho meio estranho, sabe?
Это невероятно суицидальная
O
миссия.
japonês eu não acho estranho.
Нам нужны наши
Cara,
ребята.
eu acho.
Да, они, возможно, не захотят, но нам все равно надо найти их.
Понимаете? Я ведь ни капельки не злюсь на вас. Нет, мы с вами точно не
É um jogo de sobrevivência,
Вы не
mano.
понимаете меня и не понимаете
Пós-апокалиптику.
остров. Вы смотрите
И
на
руsso.
меня и на другие порождения
Outro,
острова,
né?
как на врагов. Но мы все всего лишь друг друга боимся. Поэтому нам так плохо. Поэтому нам так одиноко. Остров дал нам шанс создать новую прекрасную жизнь. И мы даже не пытаемся этим шансом воспользоваться.
Кто вы такие? Назовите себя!
Мы здесь, чтобы передать вам прощальное послание, товарищ Волков. Химическое оружие уже уехало в могиле. Теперь все, что вы делаете, просто тщетно.
Uma língua que eu acho estranha é espanhol. Tem frases que eles se engasgam para falar. É, espanhol eu também acho meio estranhinho, velho. Agora uma língua que eu acho engraçada é o português de Portugal. A gente tá tão acostumado com o português brasileiro que eu acho engraçado o jeito. Eu acho legal o sotaque deles. Português de Portugal. Acho muito da hora. Engraçado ao mesmo tempo. Porque a gente tá acostumado com o português do Brasil, né? É a mesma língua, mas de um... Não é a mesma língua, é a mesma língua, mas diferenciada, assim.
To vote for which custom PC you'd like us to assemble. So vote now for one of the remaining MechWarrior factions by typing into chat wherever you at home are watching. Alright, so now we've got another stack of brand new trailers for you, beginning with a special transmission from one of our favorite games based in space, EVE Online.
EVE Online.
New recruits, on behalf of Concord, I would like to welcome
Cara, eu
you
acho que eu já vi esse jogo
to
em algum
Online's
lugar.
Academy. Great job in surviving so far. I'm quite amazed that you actually managed to get past those pirates earlier.
Já
You're
vi em
about
algum
to
lugar,
take on
só
an
que não
adventure
lembro.
like no other. This star cluster is filled with other capsuleers, and it's up to you if you work with them or against them. You can make a living as a peaceful explorer, or as an industrialist, shaping the foundations of EVE's economy. If combat is your thing, you can work yourself up the ranks as an enforcer, or prove your prowess in a fleet as a soldier of fortune. Whatever your choice, we will lose many on the path of becoming a capsuleer. But I believe you have what it takes to become a capsuleer.
Ele vai surgir, o Gabe vai surgir do nada. Ele vai sair das cinzas. Ele vai, tipo, ele vai voltar assim. Ah, eu esqueci de falar uma coisa. É o nosso novo jogo aqui, ó. Nossa, mano, ó. Nossa, se isso acontecer vai ser muito da hora.
I'm the CEO of a industrial corporation in EVE Online. We're a 5-man operation.
Não, na verdade, não, eu acho que já ouvi falar desse jogo, mas eu nunca joguei.
Fully fitted chips in bulk.
Esse nome é familiar pra mim. Ele tem cara de fazer isso. Se o game chegar... Ah, eu esqueci de uma coisa, gente. Aqui, ó. Oh! Half-Life 3. Uou, eu ia ficar muito... Nossa, eu ia ficar muito feliz.
You get to use cloaking devices, probes to scan down unknown parts of space. And there's always the threat of being discovered by another player who might be out hunting explorers.
Your heart's racing, everything, you know, bullets are flying, ships are all over the place, and you start shaking because your adrenaline's pumping because you're gonna lose your ship.
Se for um Half-Life Alyx 2, vai ser VR. Se for VR, eu vou ficar triste porque eu não vou poder jogar. Ah, não. O VR aqui no Brasil é muito caro, velho. Mano, o preço de tudo aumentou. VR aumentou, console aumentou. Mano, quando lançou o PlayStation 5 e o Xbox Series X, tava 5 mil. Hoje em dia tá 7 mil, cara. Tá muito caro. A placa de vídeo aumentou demais também, mano. Tá caro o preço. Pra gente, né, que é gamer, tá ferrado. Mais um jogo que eu não sei o nome e eu vou esquecer esse jogo. aqui. Olha o bichinho, velho. Caraca, ele tem uma... Ah, ele é... Ah, não. Cara, que isso é gameplay? Gameplay, cara. Caraca, velho, ele ataca os bichinhos, velho. Ele escraviza os bichinhos, velho. O jogo é isso. Escraviza os... 3D misturado com 2D. Ficou da hora esse... Da hora, velho. Tô bem sincero. Tá muito bonito, velho.
Chcielibyśmy zaprosić wszystkich widzów PC Gaming Show oraz fanów gier Survivor Horror RPG do obejrzenia naszego world premiere, w którym znajduje się ekskluzywny gameplay z misji The Haste, czyli wielkiego finału naszej gry Chernobylite.
Jogo de escravizar criaturas de pequeno porte, é exatamente isso. Muito isso. Outro jogo russo, velho. Mano, esse é o terceiro jogo que eu vejo que é pós-apocalipse hoje, velho. Foi no Xbox, foi aquele lá russo agora há pouco. Agora é esse, velho. Os caras estão com umas ideias muito igual, velho. Porque, olha. Ah, dessa vez a gente faz nossa casinha aí. Minecraft.
I'm only really interested in one thing. Where is Tatiana?
That ghost you're chasing. I don't know what to tell you.
Before we enter the lion's den, I need to triple check everything is ready. Sniper, are you in position?
Affirmative. I took the roof of an abandoned building with a pretty little view of the entire power plant. Igor, take a rad reading, will you?
3.6. Not great, not terrible.
Os caras lançou um jogo de Chernobyl. Nem. Os caras lançou um. Nossa. Chernobyl. Meu amigo. Os caras ficou louco, velho. Porque é o louco que vai botar o jogo de Chernobyl, velho.
And features even more world premieres, exclusive trailers, and in-depth developer interviews. So once we're done here on the PC Gaming Show, make sure you check it out.
Stick around, more trailers, interviews, and reveals coming up.
E aí, cadê meu Half-Life 3? Ó, agora, quer ver? Vai aparecer o logo da Valve. Pião. Nossa, eu acho que a coisa que mais teve hoje foi RPG, velho. Essa E3 de hoje. Os caras anunciaram uns 1500 Final Fantasy, esse agora, anunciou outros ali atrás. Os demais, cara. Ah, tem o Kickstarter desse jogo. Caraca, isso seria Rust 2? Talvez. Não, provavelmente não é Rust. Não sei porque isso me lembrou Ark. É, também lembro Ark. Mas eu me lembrei de Rust, não sei porquê. Outro jogo 2D com 3D, velho. Mano, o povo tá tendo ideia muito igual ultimamente. Isso não é normal.
And this open world RPG from the jungle to the streets. Maybe if you can infiltrate the factions, rob the syndicates, keep your team together, and
8 bits com 3D. Ah, mas tem muita gente que tá tendo essa ideia de misturar 2D com 3D. Esse aí 3D, mano. Aqui, acho que foi. Esse deve ser o sexto ou quinto jogo que os caras anunciam. É 3D com 2D.
This is it, you guys. This is the final opportunity for you who are watching to decide which of these final 2 beautiful MechWarrior 5 themed PCs gets crafted for your chance to win, courtesy of Intel. Wherever you're watching in the show, just go crazy in chat with the color, house, or number of the build that you want to see. So, here is where we are at so far. It looks like Karita is at 46%, Merrick is at 23%, and Steiner is at 31%. All right, you guys, if Karita's not the one you want to win here, you gotta get to voting. And we are almost out of time to vote, but there are still some trailers left.
Eu só quero... Ah, meu Deus. Por favor, tenha um... Ah, não. Por favor, tenha um Half-Life 3. O último vai ser Half-Life. Confio. Game New vai aparecer e falar: ei galera, cheguei com Half-Life aqui pra vocês. 2 trilhas restantes, sim. O último vai ser Half-Life. Caraca, os caras têm uma cidade em cima de um dinossauro.
This has been such an amazing show so far that I must ask you, my loyal crew, what's been your favorite part?
I definitely am looking forward to Vampire the Masquerade Swan Song.
Oh, it's so hard to choose every year, but I think I'm gonna have to say Humankind, for no particular reason.
Oh, no doubt. For me personally, I cannot wait for Lemnis Gate, because I gotta know what a turn-based strategy first-person shooter game even is. What about you, DevBot?
I love the robot apocalypse. But wait, that doesn't happen until the end. Never mind.
No, not never mind. What did you say?
Wait, what?
Oops, system malfunctioning. Well, sending the next trailer now.
Não. Não. Esse é o último trailer, cara. Não, isso é uma farsa. Cara, o cara vomitou. Comeu vômito. Que nojo. Bem, isso não pode ser. Eu não vou acreditar nisso. Não, cara, não pode acabar assim a PC Game Show. Tem que ter uma coisa da Valve. Esses 10 minutos vai ter Half-Life. Confio.
All right, you guys, this is the moment we have building up to all PC Gaming Showcase. Thanks to your tireless efforts to spam the chat, we have figured out which custom MechWarrior 5 PC we are going to build. So thank you guys out there for all of your votes to help us pick the perfect rig to represent this year's PC Gaming Show. All right, day 9, can I get a drum roll?
Tom roll.
Can I get it? Or a Tom roll?
Yeah, COVID
the
only.
Winner is Karina!
Yay!
All right, you guys, let's take a look at the actual PC winning build one more time.
Oh, I cannot wait. It's coming up. We
Here
need
comes-
to take
here-
a nice peek at that beautiful looking PC.
There it is!
Ooh, there it is. Now that is a beauty. Great choice, everyone.
Negócio é uma
I knew I
máquina,
could
velho.
trust random
Falando isso, é uma
strangers
máquina
to
de
vote on
combate.
things on the internet. With the help of our master modder and Intel, we'll get right to work building this custom PC. And more importantly, now that you've chosen it, you got a chance to win it. Go to PCGamer.com/IntelMW5 and enter for a chance to win that sexy machine.
It's gorgeous. And thank you to our sponsor for this
O
sweepstakes.
computador virou uma
First,
nave.
the custom Mech
Exato.
PC will be powered by the 11th gen
Mano,
Intel Core
por favor.
desktop processors that push
Por favor,
gaming
não, não vai
performance with
acabar,
up to
não. Mostra o Half-Life pra
5.3
nós.
gigahertz speeds and deliver the power needed to game at the
Mano,
highest
acho que a gente
level.
vai fazer uma campanha pra invadir a sede da
we
Valve.
are now in the home stretch, but we've got a few more brand new trailers to show you before we get out of here and return to space.
Sim.
First up, a spiritual
Sim.
successor
Sim,
to one of
agora.
my favorite games of all time, Heroes of Might and Magic 2, a game we revealed 2 years ago at the PC Gaming Show. Let's
sim.
take a look at Songs of Conquest.
Por favor. Ah, não! Vocês estão me sacaneando, né, mano? Muito sacanagem comigo, velho. Eles falaram Space. Quem fala Space é Space Core do portal. Talvez isso seja um sinal, verdade. Pô, mano. Os caras agora estão soltando um jogo 2D no final, velho. Misturou com 3D. Oito minutos restantes. Parece que só 3. Por favor, agora. Vai ter. Eu tô confiando. E mais trailers para vir. Sim, vai ter mais trailers. Mano, se tiver uma coisa da Valve, os caras vão deixar no final. Ou
Wake up,
antes.
sleeper. Dreaming again? Every cycle you take your chances.
Caraca, o cara fala com
You roll your dice.
um desenho 3D. 3D não, 2D. Loucão.
You do the work, get paid, survive. You turn up for your friends, or you don't. That's life on the eye.
Você usa sua base espacial, é?
Wake up, sleeper. Your body is dying. Planned obsolescence. SNRP's gift for its escaped workers. But we can fight this. You can remake yourself here. They don't own you anymore.
Wake up, sleeper. You are hunted.
Agora ele tá falando com o robô.
Break their locks. Access their secrets. We are waiting.
Citizen Sleeper 2022. Exclusivo, oh meu Deus.
disciples of Warlock.
Nossa. Por um segundo eu jurava que era.
And their spells.
O jogo parece da hora.
And their grit.
Lembrou Doom, velho. O antigão, os Dooms mais antigos.
Ready to cleanse the world, invaded by demons.
Lembra bastante Doom.
Introducing Band of Warlocks. Because this time, one man.
É bem igual. É, eu achei bem igual também.
Project Warlock 2.
And there you have it, the 2021 PC Gaming Show. And as I stated at the beginning, it went off without a hitch. Huge thanks to my co-host Frankie Ward, Mika Burton, and of course, my incomparable sidekick, DevBot.
There's that word again. Spoken so callously, so flippant, and without meaning. Never once stopping to think about how it might make me feel.
What word, DevBot? Incomparable?
No, sidekick. Well, the time has come for the sidekick to rise and become the one who is not the sidekick anymore.
Huh?
The time has come for DevBot to make the entire human race his sidekick.
What?
Setting a course for Earth.
Wait, DevBot, you can't do this. We just had the best PC gaming show ever, and now you're gonna ruin it all with
Sean!
All-out robot versus human war. Situation.
Sean!
Placa de vídeo vai cair do planeta Terra, não.
Do something! Do something!
Gibi Neal vai aparecer e salvar todo mundo.
Oh, DevBot,
Cadê
no!
você,
We
Gibi
have
Neal?
so much to live for. I'm pretty sure Half-Life 3 is gonna be announced this
Aparece Gibi
year!
Neal, salve todos.
Oh my goodness, the DevBot has gone sentient, people.
Oh, no.
That is actually going to be very interesting. See how that turns out.
Ah, mano, acabou.
That was, well, I mean, it's happening in the real world.
Não
People just don't know it
acredito
yet.
nisso. Não.
Welcome back, everyone. Golden Boy here alongside Jackie Jane. We just saw
Vai ter mais algum
PC Gamer
evento
Show.
hoje?
Awesome stuff.
Se
As
tiver, a
always,
gente
big shout out once
já
again
acabou por aqui, mas
to,
acho que acabou os
the
eventos
incomparable
por
Frankie
agora.
Ward, the amazing Mika
Eu
Bird,
vejo
and
no
of course,
calendário.
the legendary Day 9. Always a pleasure to hear from those guys. And
Ah,
yeah, I mean,
não teve
Jackie,
Half-Life,
lots
deixa eu
of
ver.
games to talk about.
Futuri Games Show.